It's all, I'm going to lay it back down as if it was all closed up. All right. So you can do this on either side. That, you know, this is the side that you guys did the deep dissection on, which is why the sartorius is cut. But you can do it on either side. Okay. So you'll notice the blue one at the very top is the sartorius, because from the back you can see the very top of it. Right. So this is the sartorius that I'm just folding out of the way. Okay. Underneath the sartorius, this little one that's on top that kind of sits like this is the tensor fascia latte. Okay. And then I'm just going to trim. So the tensor fascia latte is a little bit kind of fan shaped. So do you see how it's not just the little finger, but it kind of goes down a little bit? So I just wanted to trim a little bit just so I could kind of pull it out of the way. And so what's underneath the tensor fascia latte?
That is the gluteus. Oh no.
What from the front? The vastus lateralis. We learned this yesterday, right? So I'm just going to cut off just a little bit of this fascia just so that we can see it a little bit better. Okay, just so we have a better view. All right, so our sartorius was here, we move that out of the side. Our tensor fascia latte is here, we move that out of the side. This is our vastus lateralis. And then underneath our vastus, so I can get my finger under here. What's this muscle then? This big one right here.
The biceps femoris.
Biceps femoris. Okay, so this big muscle here is the biceps femoris. And so you can see the top edge of it because it's right here next to the vastus lateralis. To get to the bottom edge of it, there's a little, behind their knees, there's like a little cavity that you guys are going to find that you can, I'm just cutting because I know what I'm doing, but you guys might want to kind of probe your way into it instead of cutting. But there's a big chunk of fat in here. Behind the knee, because it's like a little hollow space, right? And hollow spaces have a tendency to fill up with stuff, right? You got to have somewhere to put your fat, so that's a good spot, right? So there's a little fat pad back here, and so if I pull this fat pad out, it does not want to come easily. Okay, that will help me loosen up my biceps femoris, so I can kind of.
So that top there is that other muscle you were seeing?
So this is the biceps femoris, this big thing. Okay, now, once I kind of start to loosen up my biceps femoris, I'm going to see there's another little muscle sort of underneath the biceps femoris, right there, which is the semitendinosus. Okay, let's clean that off a little bit. All right, so biceps femoris, laid like that, dangling underneath it. Semitendinosus. Okay? And then we already know the gastrocnemius, right? That's this big muscle on the back of the calf. And so in front of the gastrocnemius, only from the lateral view, you can't really see it from the front view, but from the lateral view, if we loosen all of this connective tissue up a little bit, all right, here's my gastrocnemius right here, right? And then there's a muscle that sits sort of underneath it, right here, that's the soleus, okay? So I don't want to screw up the insertion of my biceps femoris, so I'm not going to cut this off completely, but there's my gastrocnemius, and kind of tucked underneath it is the soleus.
And the tibia.
And well, that's, you know, right here, the tibialis anterior, okay? What do we have left to do on the back leg? Just, well, that's on this side, right? So now all we have left to show is the butt muscles, okay? The butt muscles, right? So we're going to work our way up here. There's lots of fascia around all of these, so you got to kind of, you got to pick, you got to be gentle though, because you don't want to accidentally rip off one of your muscles, which can sometimes happen with over-aggressive poking. Okay. Now, one thing that's kind of problematic is on that list, those three, the bicep, or excuse me, the gluteus medius, the gluteus maximus, and the the caudofemoralis. Humans only have 2 of them, and the way they are in the cat is sort of different from the way they are in humans. So, in the cat, the gluteus medius is bigger than the gluteus maximus. All right. Same as like the pectoralis muscles, how major and minor are kind of reversed. you know? So this little one back here that is close to the base of the tail is the caudo femoralis, okay? And then this one in front of it is, so we're going like, right? So medius is on top, then maximus, then caudo femoralis. So caudo femoralis, maximus, and then medius is big. So I just have to find the separation.
I thought the caudo something was in the lumbar vertebrae.
It is. Well, no, it's closer to the sacral vertebrae, actually. So I'm just not cutting through muscle, I'm just cutting through the connective tissue a little bit to try to expose my muscles. Right, no, that wasn't far enough.
And the soul is underneath, right? Yeah. Do you think
Gosh, if this is what I think it is, we got a weird cat.
yeah, because look at that one. Yeah. I think the soul is.
No, this is a small gluteus maximus. This cat has got the teeniest little gluteus maximus I've ever seen.
Got no booty. One of the lines.
Yeah, it is. All right. Okay. So the way that these two muscles overlap each other is the gluteus maximus sits like this on the gluteus medius. So this whole thing is the medius. It's pretty big. It goes up really far. And then this little guy right here is your maximus. It's not quite this small in most cats. Okay, so some of them it'll be bigger, but it overlaps at quite an angle. So when you start kind of poking around to look for it, be gentle because you accidentally might yank it off or cut through something or whatever. Okay, so caudo femoralis, gluteus maximus, gluteus medius. Okay.
How do you find that caudo? What did you do?
I just started poking around until I saw a couple lines. All right, so you want to kind of go where the base of the tail is and start poking right around there. Okay.